Okay, what I wanted to show you today is how when you're editing MIDI drums in Logic Pro, you can still edit the MIDI drums to have more of that human feel to them. In other words, even after you quantize, there might be some hits you need to move to sound more human because we humans don't play perfect. We don't play like a robot. So let's jump in. And Command 4 will open up the editor for us. Now you can hear that the intensity changes in the song right at this point. Let's just go back to our piano roll editor. And you notice if you don't have your MIDI region selected, it's not going to populate here in the editor. So let's go back and select that. This is really fun too when you drag the selector across them. Maybe I'm just a child. Anyways, a human is not going to play the exact same velocity on every note every single time. Just isn't in the cards. Now what I noticed when the song came to this part that happens to be a little bit more rock than the other part is that I wanted it to sound like the drummer lays into the drums a little harder. So first what I did was I selected all of them and I was going to go raise the velocity all the way just to see what that sounds like. Now what you may notice is that while the snare drum probably sounds like a nice loud crack, it's a little weird that all of the kick drums hit at the same hard intensity. That's because generally when you're playing double hits or eighth notes with the kick pedal, that the one that's not coming on the downbeat is often not as hard as the downbeat one. So what I want to do is select the ones that aren't landing on the downbeat. I'm going to use my shift key to make sure I can select all the ones I want. I'm going to hold the shift key. I'm going to get all these that occur on an eighth note or like an and. That's going to go for this one over here too. Because you see this is the downbeat. Generally wherever you see a line come through the top of the ruler and come down, that is where your downbeat happens, your quarter note. So I'm going to also select these, this one, and I'm going to bring that intensity down to I think about 90. Let's try that out. That sounds pretty good. I might go in and tweak a little bit more, like perhaps this eighth note one that happens before might be less. Like maybe I want that, I don't know, at an 80. Let's take a listen. That's not bad. But generally you would use those rules to tweak them to your liking to see what you think about it. Same thing goes for these hi-hat notes. And you see how a lot of these are at a lot lighter of a velocity. I might even those out. And what you can do is just select them all. And if you hold the Option key and drag the velocity, that will allow you to affect velocity on all notes selected. Let's undo that. And instead of like if you select them all and just drag velocity, it's going to do a relative change instead of holding Option, which does a change to all. Now, like I said before, that's not going to sound human because we don't play every single note at the same velocity. So what I would probably do is I'm going to undo that. Like I said before, probably do like a relative change with all these selected. Drag the velocity up. And you'll see the velocity bar will stop you when your highest velocity reaches its peak. In that case, this here is this note at 127. Now, if I really wanted to, I could select just that note, take it down a few, then select the whole group, and raise it again. That gave me about 11 more points of velocity. Slight improvement, but I think I might have to do a little more editing on it. Again, I think you should edit based on your taste and what you think sounds good, because that's really what making music is all about. I hope that's helpful. If you like my video, please subscribe to the channel. There will be more to come. Keep on rocking.